I count slowly, slowly, slowly getting faster. Once I start counting, it's very hard to stop. Hey, faster, faster, it is so exciting. I could count forever, count until I drop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I love counting whatever the amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, hey, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, that's the song.
Well, good morning, Possums, and welcome to beautiful downtown Florence, Alabama, for the last update of the regular season. At this point, we will close out all of the secondary pool remaining items, and we'll talk very briefly about the playoff schedule. For most total points, I am pleased to award this to Sean. Sean ended up with 1,740.4 total points for the season. He was closely trailed by Bob, who was off about 60 points, and your beloved commissioner, who was off about 80 points. Bring out your best. This prize will be awarded to Dustin. Everybody beat up on Dustin pretty much the entire season. He ends with 1,743 points scored against him for the season. The highest single weekly score is awarded to Sean for his Week 8 score of 184.8. There was actually a lot of parity in this when I went back and looked. Every league member had at least one matchup week where they scored more than 150 points. That's a little bit better than last year. But in any case, Sean hangs on through the last half of the season to take the highest single weekly award. Last man standing late was, of course, awarded last week. I simply forgot to hide it. Worst first round pick, as expected. The beloved commissioner hung on to win that, with the first pick of the draft being the worst pick of the draft. David Johnson ended up scoring a total of 10 points. Interestingly, for the remainder of our first-round draft picks, Antonio Brown was the best pick at 256.4, and Le'Veon Bell was right behind him at less than half a point away at 255.9. The other notable draft picks, Melvin Gordon was number 3 for Tim. And on the backside, Odell Beckham, who got hurt mid-season, of course, for Dustin, posted up a total of 60. The Berry Prize was not awarded this week. Guys, per the Constitution, the Berry Prize is now closed. It does end at the end of week 14. Which basically guarantees that Russell Wilson will be arrested this week. But in any case, that award will roll over to the next season. It does not stay active once the playoffs begin. It is not active in the off season. And we'll do a quick summary of where we ended up for the secondary pool. Sean ended up winning 4 games, most total points, highest single weekly score, the full participation prize, and the most valuable player. His payout will be $233. Your beloved commissioner won 3 games, worst first round pick, the pick streak, and the squeaker. The commissioner's payout will be $174. Dustin won 2 games. Last man standing early and bring out your best. His payout will be $116. Eminem won Crush the Competition, and Barry won the Last Man Standing late, and each of them will receive $58 for their win. As mentioned, the Barry prize and its pool of $116 will roll over to next year, which should place it close to $200 depending on the number of participants we have next year. Let's briefly talk about the playoffs. Barry has his eyes hurting like an Ohio State Buckeye fan, because even though he was ranked number 4 in the overall standings, he is outside looking in. As a reminder, we take the top two from each division, and that was your beloved commissioner and Sean on one side, and Tim and Bob on the other. Barry, even though he was ranked number 4, goes down to play number 6 in the consolation ladder. I will remind you that you are still playing, of course. Everyone is in competition until the end of the playoffs in 2 weeks. And you are at a minimum playing not to be the last and responsible for the draft kit next year. Guys, per our normal process, I do expect I will be back at Capone's this Sunday. Glad to see so many of you got out this past weekend. I look forward to seeing you and look forward to 2 more weeks before we wrap the season up. As always, roll tide.